Tribune, Record, and the Star Ledger boards is also posted in the administration building, Westmore Central High School, Westmore Mendham High School, and on the Westmore Regional website. Mr. Button. Mrs. Forrester.
Here.
Mr. Galida. Here. Mrs. Gilmet.
Here.
Mr. Johnston. Here. Mr. Lobon. Mr. Meyer. Here. Mr. Richard. Here. Mrs. Schramm.
Here.
Ms. Allworth. Charles Durkin. You do have quorum.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the March 22nd meeting.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Jackie. Discussion?
I had one. I just caught it in. On page 2, you have Mark Basso from Chester Township.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? No sessions.
A few items. First of which, I'd like to begin the meeting by noting that this is Mrs. Sue Gilmet's last meeting here, and there are a few things that need to be said about this last meeting. She has been on our Board of Education for 3 years, but her association with the district, and I think her record of public service with the towns, certainly goes much further than that. Most specifically, I would like to say that I want to thank you, Sue, for the work that you did regarding the referendum. I know that you were tireless in terms of getting the referendum passed, in terms of getting people interested in what happens in this high school. And your time beyond that consisted of working with a number of committees on this Board of Education, working with the music boosters, working with the Mendham K-8 PTO, and I think it's a list that, if I asked you, it would go on and on and on. But what I'm most impressed with is that Sue has been an exceptionally vibrant member of this board, meaning that whatever it is that I've asked for in terms of input, whatever I've asked for in terms of would you like more information about that, Sue's been at the forefront of that. So I wanted to thank you so much for your time here on the board, and in fact for you. Secondly, at a recent board meeting, I gave an update on Mendham High graduate Maggie Dorn. And many of you are aware that you can see in the back of our library we have the New York Times Magazine that she appeared in. You know that article was distributed among a large number of students who read it and who reacted to it in a variety of ways. There was a presentation made here where there was an appeal for her charity, Blake Now, and a number of people in this room have donated to that charity. Well, to add to that, you may be aware that recently Katie Couric's book has just come out. Katie Couric put together a book of advice, and what she decided to do was ask people that she knew around the world for advice. And when I heard her interviewed on NPR, she mentioned the number of people that she asked. And she talked about Al Gore, and she talked about Tony Blair, and a number of other people, but what she didn't mention on NPR was that she also asked Maggie Dorn for some advice. So that there is a chapter in Katie Couric's new book called, her book is called The Best Advice I Ever Got, Lessons from Extraordinary Lives, and Maggie Dorn's section on that is called Everything You Need, You Have. So I'd like to pass that out to the board. It's very short, and I'd pass it out to the audience also. I think you'll be inspired by this message from Maggie. So if you're inspired by that, the website is at the top. You can continue to donate. And I hope that you do, and I hope that you are as proud as we are of this accomplishment here at Mendon. You know, there was an old FM radio station that used to have a line where on a nice Sunday, on a nice summer day, they would always advertise it's one of the 10 best days of the year. And the joke was they had about 10 best days of the year, maybe 25 of them. And I think that here at board meetings, it seems to me that one of the things that I constantly say is this is one of the best things that happens at this high school. And I say it a lot for a variety of things. Some of the best things that happen at this high school are the observations of the teachers that we see. Some of the best things happen during lunch when people are just having a slice of pizza. And I do truly think that one of the best things that I've ever seen at both of our high schools has been Relay for Life. My participation in it, at least just being there, walking around, being a part of it, showed me that it was a remarkable event. Remarkable in the sense of the cooperation of the students and the faculty, the participation, the amount of money that they're able to raise, just the general feeling of that night and what is accomplished throughout that night. I know that I visited a number of Relay for Life activities at my own son's school, and when my son visited last year, said, I can't believe how wonderful this is at your schools, how different it is from our own. And I know that there were a number of board members here who had participated, who had been part of it, who had chaperoned it, and who had provided funds for it. And what I wanted to do was then talk about one of the best things that happened at the high school, and I've invited Ms. Laura Belzoni and Ms. Debbie Gonzalez to talk as the advisors of this wonderful, wonderful activity to come in and talk. So please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tucci, for letting the kids speak. We'd like to present the Relay for Life Executive Chair. They'd like to say some things about this year's week.
Hello, my name is Alex Chernin, and I'm a senior on the executive committee for the West Morris Relay for Life. We all have different reasons to relay, and mine happens to stand out while I was already on the committee. I knew when applying for the co-chair position that as a previous team member, I had walked the track in support of my grandfather, a person who was really dear to my heart, who had courageously battled the disease while never losing his genuine optimism and hopefulness. My sophomore year relay, I plan to participate in support of his survivorship. However, in my first experience with the Luminaria ceremony in 2009, I realized there was no possible way I could just relay for one person. The chilling silence present as I walked past the hundreds of names written on vibrantly glittering bags lining the track exemplified that it would forever be impossible to stop supporting the cause. Now, as a member of the West Morris Committee, I know that I relay a great deal for the statistics I've learned throughout the process. Knowing that every day, 7 people in my county alone hear the words, "You have cancer," is incentive enough to keep fighting for the rest of my life. I fight for these 50 people each week who must endure the hardships of treatment and the emotional vulnerability of dealing with the process. But I also relay for their strength. I relay to encompass the tireless energy and optimism survivors carry with them every day of their lives. I fight because when I watch the Survivor Lap each year, I am in awe of the number of people in the West Morris community whose spirits and hope have allowed them to continue walking the track each year. I continue to fight so that one day relay can solely be a celebration in honor of the past.
Hi, my name is Jean Evers, and I'm the senior chair from West Morris Central. And we work collaboratively on the West Morris Relay. We're here tonight to present and inform you about our mission as the Relay for Life organization of West Morris. Relay for Life is the signature fundraising event for the American Cancer Society. It raises awareness and helps fund to save the lives of those battling cancer. This year, our Relay for Life will be held here at West Morris Mendham on June 17th to 18th from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. We host over 1,500 local community members for a night of celebration and remembrance. The fundamental idea of Relay is that cancer never sleeps. The 1,500 members of the community throughout the months leading up to Relay form teams and raise money. Throughout that night, one member from each team must be walking on the track. We will all not sleep to illustrate our fight back against cancer.
Hello, I'm Melissa Donato. I'm a senior here at London. And I'm going to give a brief overview of the beginning of our event. And we kick off the event Friday night with the opening ceremony, which is really moving and inspirational as local students or community members speak out about their journey and experience with cancer. We then, immediately after the opening ceremony, we host a survivors lap where all the survivors at the event walk a lap as the community cheers them on and shows support of their journey. And as the night progresses on, we have like games and events and activities like dance playing. It's just a really awesome environment, which is really cool. So then we go on as the sun sets and the night goes down, we host a ceremony, a dinner for the survivors where we just show our care and support and acknowledge just their real courage and will through the journey of cancer. And that's just one of the 2 ceremonies that we have planned.